The world won't warn you before it tests you. Life does not send you a message, it does not ring a bell, it does not give you a schedule for when your hardest days will arrive. One morning you may wake up and everything feels normal, and by the evening your entire life has changed. That is the reality of existence. The storm does not announce itself, it simply comes. And when it does, those who are unready will break. The ones who never built discipline will be exposed. The people who trained only for comfort, who only practiced for easy days, will be crushed. This is the truth Musashi understood centuries ago, and it remains true for us today. You are not here to survive one single battle, you are here to prepare for 10,000 battles. That is the warrior's path. And the warrior does not wait for the test to arrive before they begin their training. They train when the world is quiet. They sharpen their mind when everyone else is distracted. They strengthen their spirit when comfort tries to seduce them. The warrior walks a lonely road, a silent road, but it is on that road that greatness is born. Musashi's way teaches us that real victory is not won in the fight itself. The fight simply reveals what is already inside you. If you are prepared, if you have disciplined yourself, if you have sharpened your blade, then the outcome is already decided before the first strike. If you have not prepared, if you have lived in comfort, if you have let your discipline fade, then you have already lost before the fight begins. Think about your own life. How many moments have arrived suddenly and without warning? A heartbreak, a financial crisis, a betrayal, a sudden loss. In those moments you do not get the chance to prepare. You are forced to face the storm exactly as you are. And what you discover in those moments is the truth of your preparation. Were you strong enough to endure? Or did life break you because you had only trained for easy days? Musashi never trained for one duel, he trained for 10,000. He did not sharpen his blade for a single fight, he sharpened his blade for a lifetime of battles. He knew the world would test him again and again. He knew the road of the warrior is endless. And so he trained not only his body, but his mind, his spirit, and his will. He trained beyond exhaustion. He strengthened his mind beyond confusion. He walked the silent road with clear eyes and steady hands. That is the way of Musashi. And it is the way for anyone who wants to live unshakable in a world that tests without warning. The question is, how do you train like this today? You don't need a sword, you don't need armor, but you do need discipline. You need to push your body when it wants to rest. You need to focus your mind when it wants to wander. You need to build habits that sharpen you every day, not just when life feels hard. Comfort is the greatest enemy. Comfort whispers to you that you've done enough. Comfort tells you to take it easy, to slow down, to relax. But life is not taking it easy on you. The world is still throwing storms, still preparing tests, still sharpening its edges. And if you listen to comfort more than discipline, the storm will break you. That is why training beyond exhaustion matters. That is why strengthening the mind beyond confusion matters. Because when the storm arrives, when the test comes, you will not have time to build strength. You will either have it or you won't. The preparation you put in today is the victory you claim tomorrow. The road of the warrior is not glamorous. It is not about applause or validation. It is about the hours you put in when no one is watching. It is about the choices you make when no one will ever give you credit. It is about the discipline to continue when the world tells you to stop. That is why the warrior is rare. That is why Musashi stands out even today. He was undefeated not because he was lucky, not because he found easy opponents, but because he lived a life of preparation. He lived with discipline when others lived with comfort. He sharpened his mind when others let theirs dull. And he carried a spirit so unshakable that no enemy could break it. This applies to every one of us. You may not fight with a blade, but you fight battles every day. You fight battles against fear, against weakness, against distraction, against temptation. You fight battles against laziness, against self-doubt, against despair. And if you are not prepared, these battles will defeat you long before you realize what happened. But if you walk the way of Musashi, if you commit to training beyond exhaustion, if you strengthen your mind until confusion cannot shake you, if you walk the silent road without needing applause, then you will be ready. Ready not for one battle, but for 10,000. Ready not for one storm, but for a lifetime of storms. And when the test comes, you will not break. The world may look at you and call you obsessed. They may say you are crazy for living with such discipline. But that is only because they do not understand. They train for comfort. You train for life. They prepare for today. You prepare for 10,000 tomorrows. And when the storm comes, they will fall, while you will remain unshaken. Victory is not about winning once. It is about living strong through everything. And the truth is this, the fight does not decide the winner. Preparation does. So do not wait. Begin now. Train your mind. Train your body. Train your spirit. Do it without applause, without validation, without anyone needing to see it. Do it because you know the world will test you without warning. And when it does, you will already be ready. That is the way of Musashi. That is the way of the warrior. That is the way of unshakable strength.